You on something?
I'm on something.
Yeah. Them cheeks look kind of propped up there. What you got going on in there?
My cheeks?
Yeah.
It looks rosy?
Not them cheeks, the other cheeks.
What do you mean?
Girl, your
booty cheeks?
your bootylicious tonight. What's going on?
Nothing. This is my real booty too. I ain't got my booty pads on. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Real Sweet Tea, and here you gonna get the real. So we got a lot to unpack, the truth, okay? I don't give a damn how many interviews these run around and do, okay? So I just got off the phone with Toya. We just did a quick scene, and Toya basically was saying, like Kawhi was saying, that basically she said that, like, well, she said that, like, I don't know if Kawhi said it, but this is what Toya is telling me over the phone. And she was like, yeah, Kawhi is saying that when King approached Gregory, King, you know, he was like, well, Gregory said, I'm a physician, I don't want to fight. And then King was like, oh, yeah, you fight women. But, like, Eugene is alleging that that never was said. He never told the men that. And then Gregory is saying, like, no, that never happened. Like, he did say, I'm not a physician. Like, no, I'm a physician. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight. That's what he said. So, you know, it's just crazy how all stuff gets misconstrued. And now that we left, you know, they're trying to tell their side of the story. I've been, like, bitches be hating on me 24/7. Like, it's always, mind you, Heavenly and Quad, they've been trying to down our relationship every chance that they get. Like, I be minding my own business. It's always constant disrespect when it comes down to my marriage and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like them trying to paint their own narrative, and they will do anything for a check. And I just think that's really sad. They'll try to say anything and put that on their fellow black, someone that's another black man, another black woman. Like, I just think it's wrong for them to put that on us just for a TV show. It just shows how desperate they really are. It really does. Like, it's disgusting. The fact that Heavenly is a dentist that I did go to and paid her. There was no freebies that I got. And for her to just be so nasty, I can literally pull my medical records, my dental records from her office. And I'm like, you down me about my endometriosis. You disrespect me several times. And I'm doing this blog for me to just keep, you know, just to keep a time and notes of things that are happening, because, you know, it's his side, her side, and the truth, and also the editing. So I'm just making sure that I have a recollection of what happened. So, we got to talk about the couples trip.
I know this looks different. I know this don't look like what you expect.
All right, we're going to the sandbar. I kind of embarrassed myself earlier today because I said something was ghetto, and I didn't mean to say that. And when
Because it's beautiful.
It's very pretty. We're going to the sandbar. I don't know exactly what that entails, what that looks like. We're gonna have a great time.
Absolutely.
I love you, honey. In my world, in my whole world, just like you tell me. In my whole, my everything.
Okay, babe. Case in point.
We got to talk about the couples trip. We got to really unpack that. It's Monday, June 24th, and we are on our way back to Key West, back to the Highland. It got a little crazy. Let's just say that. I got into an argument today with Heavenly. I was asking Heavenly why she invited Shireen, and then she started spewing things about my husband. And, you know, it's just a lot went on at the sandbar today. And we're back on the boat. We got Tech and Phaedra here. And I want you guys to keep an open mind and you know, realize that these OGs, they do have a, you know, a following, a bigger platform, but also I think that they run away from authenticity and what's actually real. And, you know, a lot of people are just throwing things at a wall and seeing what sticks. And so that's not, you know, that's not my MO. That's not who I am. My background is, you know, I come from a very humble background. And so I think a lot of people see me more relatable. I just want to be truthful, and I know a lot of you guys, I read my comments, by the way. You guys say that I'm authentic, you know, I'm relatable. Some people feel like I'm, you know, you like my little cousin, you know, and that's okay. And so, did I hear something? It looks like we're gonna switch it up, y'all. I got a little guest today. Sit on down, sit on down.
Hey, what's up?
He has made it to the casting couch.
Not the casting couch.
Okay, I have a special guest. Usually I have the sweet and savory segment, but you know, you're gonna get a little sweet and savory, but you're gonna just get Letitia and Gregory for a second, okay?
Letitia and Gregory.
Letitia and Gregory.
No Dr. G, no sweet tea.
That's on our marriage. Okay,
Letitia
we gonna get a
and
little.
Gregory.
You gonna get both. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna do a little both, but you know, this is plastic off the sofa. Let's get into it. We gotta talk about the couples trip, babe. You know, the show is really about the women, and so I don't think that the men get a chance to really speak their truth. You know, Gregory, he's a very busy man, so he doesn't really always have the time. He's not going to get on his YouTube channel because he's on my YouTube channel, but he's not going to get on his Instagram, his social media, because he's a real doctor, an MD, and he cares about his image, and he does care about his patients, and he's actually working. While we are kind of unpacking some things, I just want to give you a moment to speak your truth and, you know, your perspective. I want this to be a safe space for you. And, you know, and we're just going to talk about some things and what happened. And I want you to feel comfortable.
Well, I can tell you that I really appreciate that. And I'm really glad that you are handling this way because, I mean, it's been a lot of pressure on you, putting you amongst all these folks. And, you know, now you're at a level where you're like taking control of things and, you know, you're getting on the offensive, and it's really making me respect you a whole lot. And I appreciate this show, and I appreciate your efforts, and I appreciate what you've been going through because it's not been cool. So
it's a lot, you know, and I think that we need to just make sure that the audience knows that we are in a real marriage. And, you know, even outside the show, Gregory always had a relationship with the guys, you know, as much as everybody makes it seem like, you know, why did Gregory come back to the cast and all that, he still always had a relationship with Scott, Curtis, Cecil. Miss anybody else? You had a working relationship with Damon.
I had a relationship with Damon. Me and Damon were cool. Eugene was cool. I was cool with all the fellas. We always got along. I mean, you know, funny thing, like anytime a new guy came into the circle, that new guy was always welcomed, and, you know, we always tried to, you know, build a friendship. I've got a relationship with people I wasn't even on in the same season with. Like Kieran, for example. Me and Kieran are cool. I mean, we shared a few good jokes. I mean, it's like, it's always been a safe space, and the guys have always been kind of cool, so.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that you had a real relationship with these people, not something that was just for camera, you know. And so it made sense for you to introduce me into this group. And, you know, and the thing is, it happened all naturally because we met Jackie at the 50 Shades of Pink. You played golf, you was there, you know, you're Curtis's friend. So it was very natural for me to meet Jackie.
Oh, yeah. When I brought you around, I was just, you know, you were going to be with me. It was like a charitable event, and it was like couples. It was like co-ed. And so who else was I going to bring? You were the person I was dating. You were the person I was serious with at the time. So, I mean, they approached you and wanted to know you and all that. So, I mean, it was organic.
And right. And as much as Jackie tries to make it seems that I need to apologize for being around, ma'am, did you not remember that you were basically almost begging me to be a part of this group? And if you're so-called friends, if you guys are all so-called friends, why fake the funk now for the cameras? Why fake the funk? Keep it all the way real. If you ain't going to keep it all the way real, keep it all the way funky, okay? But you know damn well that you wanted me to be on this show. Prior, you knew that I had a government clearance. I was working out in D.C., and then all of a sudden now, you know, you acting brand new. Like, ma'am, I know you don't have dementia. We're not there yet. So, you know, I'm going to give you some grace. But I just want to really paint the picture, the true picture, as much as you guys try to work overtime. Hoes work overtime to keep a storyline. I'm just going to put it out there. But, okay. So, we get into the couples trip, from what I can remember. Okay, me and Gregory are here at the hotel. Gregory's passed out. As you see, his shirt says Snapper. We're Team Snapper. Team Snapper. Okay. Mimi and Steve are Team Goldfish. That's all I know so far. We're getting ready to go kayaking. As you know, Simone is hosting the trip along with Dennis the Menace is hosting the trip. So, yeah. They talking about we're going to get deep and all into everybody's business. And I'm like, yeah. So Toya made a comment. And Toya said, like, well, as long as we getting deep into your business, too. And I'm like, yeah, well, to be honest, none of y'all bitches is getting deep into my business. I'm just gonna say that right now. So, yeah. We're getting ready to go kayaking. We got some really cool snacks. Let me go show y'all the snacks. We got a candle here. You want a candle? We got a candle here. Okay, Gregory is chilled out. I got a shirt. I can't remember who we were teamed up with. Do you remember?
It was.
And then I think it was Jackie and Curtis.
What's it? It was me, Phaedra, Jackie, and Curtis.
Yeah, so I think that it was like a relay race. And so Gregory went out there. He was, at one point he used to be on the swim team. So he was our first leg, he was our first leg. So he got out there paddling. You were moving too fast and you fell into the water. Right. And then you couldn't get back on your paddleboard. But honestly, I was glad because I didn't want to go out there, baby. Because
it was hard to get back up on that thing. It was slippery.
Yeah, it was. But, I was worried about you, but I was like, oh, my baby. But then I couldn't come and get you.
Yeah, I lost my glasses.
He lost it. Where was the Gucci glasses?
Yeah, my new glasses, I lost them.
Yeah, he was upset about them glasses, child. He was super mad.
That upset me, man. I was loving those glasses.
But overall, did you guys have fun in the water sports?
I did. I had a good time in the water sports, sure.
Mm-hmm. And so, it was cool. It was something. Instead, it was different from just the regular drama. And so I wanted to do I was glad that we were able to do something to take our minds off of just the constant drama that's made up. So the trip was planned by Simone, and it was Heavenly that co-host. Because when we sit down at the right before we leave with Mimi and Steve, Contessa and Scott, we all talk about it, and then Simone reveals that she's going to allow Heavenly to co-host. And so that's when I said that, hey, it makes no sense for her to co-host a marital couples trip. I just feel like there's trouble that's coming, But, again, cliche, but, you in a relationship, you ain't telling nobody other than stay with your man no matter what. You're like, that's all you do, and you're male identified. So it's just like, I don't think that you need to be giving advice, and nobody's ever seen your credentials. Where are they? But now we're getting ready to get to the thing where it involves you.
What were your feelings going when you came
downstairs
the pool party. For the pool party scene that you guys were having?
When I came down for the pool party, I was in pretty good spirits. I was a little disappointed that I lost my glasses, but the world isn't going to end over a pair of glasses. I was down to eat some dinner and chill out and play a few games.
I mean, I was already getting ready for the bullshit. I just knew it was. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, going to these scenes, it's expected. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm just kind of going with the flow.
But I would like to say, like, before going on the trip, I was kind of like not in the best headspace because of some stuff I was going through, professionally that was very unfair. And, I really didn't know how to talk about it because I ended up resigning from one of the hospitals I was at because we didn't agree on what I felt proper patient care was. And so, I never in a million years thought I would be in a situation like that. And, being put in a spot where I had to just stand up on my values and, it was difficult. It was difficult. And, but I stood up and I made the best decision for me and the best decision for the patients. And, I was carrying the weight of the world on my back,
Yeah, you really was.
And then, you think about all the things that you do, trying to be a good doctor, trying to advocate for patients, and, and then for some people, they don't have those goals in mind. They are more about money and cutting corners and, in a lot of ways mistreating people, and I just couldn't go with it, and put me in a situation where I just had to, make another move, and hadn't really fully thought out my next move. So, I mean, and so that was in the back of my mind though, in the front of my mind was the fact that, hey, I got a good life, I got a beautiful wife, and, we're on this trip, let's just have a good time. And so, that was kind of my thought process going to that evening. I wanted to go and just enjoy myself. I really didn't, plan for anything other than that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot that Gregory was going through, and so that's why, I going into these scenes, I just kind of felt like, okay, I already know this is going to be messy, and so I was more concerned about Gregory going into it because I already know people are trying to anchor themselves and cement themselves to this show, to this platform. And so I knew that it was going to be a lot of instigating. And
I didn't feel,
I knew it because that's what, so far, my experience though.
I just felt like it was going to be, I knew it was going to be some shenanigans. It's the show, and people do things to get attention and get people aroused, so I expected that. But, I never expected a real button to get pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just never expected a real button to be pushed. And I didn't even know that button could be pushed, quite frankly. But, with all the things I had going on and, all the injustices that I've had to sustain, particularly with this person, I mean, and then I'm just coming away from the most unjust situation that I could imagine at work. I mean, I just really wasn't in the mood to take no more bullshit. I just really that's just kind of where I was coming from.
Right, and here you got somebody that doesn't really have nothing to lose. Someone that's mouthy, trying to get your attention, been trying to get your attention, and we just don't really care. But just turning around to us talking about we were playing that game. And so when we were playing the game, we were doing the newlywed game. And so some of the questions that were being asked were, who would be more stern with the kids and stuff like that, or how many kids did you guys want and all that. And so when we got around that baby question, that's when your ex turned around to me and was like, I'm gonna throw you a baby shower. And I thought that was like really awkward because one, I don't really know her. And so I need you to understand that being in this, it is a weird dynamic for me because I don't know her like that. And but it was natural, yes, to meet the friend group, the ladies, through you because you already knew them. And so, and they've said it numerous times that they don't really know her like that. She only comes around when cameras are around. And so it's always in a weird dynamic for me coming into the lady group because, I kind of feel like at one moment, they embrace me or trying to get me to be on the show. And then all of a sudden, whenever now they've made up with Quad, it just seems like now, they want to be nasty and disrespect me. And so it's just like, I came into this wanting a true friendship and wanting to build something with them. And from what I thought, I didn't know it was going to be so messy being on the show. And so for me, I just felt, I was very shocked by the behaviors, of doctors and doctors' wives. I expected more. I've been around doctors, most of my career being in the Air Force.
No, I get it,
just,
but it is
a show. No, it is a show. But, I want you to take in mind that, I'm a very real person coming onto a platform like this. It was very disappointing from what I saw. And so I want you to understand that because you know who I am. You can't expect me to come onto a platform and say and think that I'm gonna automatically just get it like that. No, it takes a while for people to really to get in that type of improv mode because that's not me. Of course I like to joke, but I was, it was a very sensitive time for me. Getting married, sharing my dress, sharing, parts of my wedding. That's something very intimate to me. And my marriage.
It was sometimes that you really had to deal with some stuff that was kind of, a little bit shady, too shady actually. So I get it.
Yeah, and so, your ex-wife, randomly, we have to keep in mind that, you've told me things in the past, and I never discounted her from the things you ever told me. I started, coming onto the show with a clean slate and having an open mind. And so coming on the show, I was very nice, very opening. She came to my bachelorette party, and I was very nice then. And so to see the behaviors of her and the aggression towards me, that's a very awkward feeling for me. And it's just been weird. It's weird. I just have to say that. But for her to turn around and, after me seeing her go on this press tour being nasty and disrespectful, and then turn around and her speaking on our marriage and wanting to be a part of something that we are building together is, it's silly. It's like, which one is it? And I've addressed this with her in the past at the last reunion. And so it's just, I know during that moment when we blew up, she was saying a lot of things.
Well, I mean, the issue is, it really comes down to, I have real trauma from that relationship. And see, I think that's something that you don't truly understand, like the trauma that I have from that relationship. I mean, and, I don't want to go into the details of all the things that I endured, but it's a lot of trauma in this relationship. And, in spite of all that trauma, I tried to stay positive and spend things in a positive way. And I've taken the heat, and I've taken a lot of beatings, in terms of the things that she said, the way that my character has been demeaned, and the way that I have been spun as a person, and so, I took all that, and then, on top of that, I was more than fair, financially with the divorce and everything. And, I just kind of like, I just tried to be the biggest person I could be in that situation because, I know that this person has certain, I don't even want to get in there. I just know that I had to get out. I know that I had to get out. And, here I am. I've made it out. I'm living a good life. I'm wishing everybody well. I'm back in with the guys. And then all of a sudden somebody just in a state comes at me with some trash on the wrong day after I've been through the wrong thing. And it pressed the button. I reacted, and, and I don't feel like I did wrong by reacting, but I feel like it really wasn't something that would have even affected me maybe on another day, because at the end of the day, I know what this person would do. And but I was in a vulnerable state. I spoke my mind. It was my truth. And even to this point, I don't regret it, because I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything untrue. But at the end of the day, would I have said it if I hadn't been in such a state? I don't know. Don't know and don't really care. My life is moving forward and moving onward. And so,
Well, yeah. I think that you did a really good job anyway. Like, it took you a while to get to that point. So, you did a really good job. And, I think that's a double standard that, like, a woman can't come at a man. And a man should be able to defend himself, regardless, with his words. And so if you cannot take that, and if you're going to come at someone and disrespect them, expect someone they're going to defend themselves, whether it's a man or a woman, and you have the right to do that. And so, I hate this whole double standard. And so that's why, like, I've been trying to figure out how to navigate everything, because it's like, of course, in this group, they love to play victim. And, she loves to play victim. And so my mindset is, if you come at her, it's going to make it seem one way, allow me to do that. And so, but then again,
I really don't want to, I just want people to move on with their life and be happy. And then, it'll be organic. You're over there doing your thing. You're happy. I'm over here doing my thing. I'm happy. We're in the same space. At some point, we can interact and it be okay. And we've healed up. We've moved on, That was all I was hoping for. But like, when you
to keep stuff going,
start, it was too much at the wrong time,
From what I'm realizing, it's such a disappointment for me, because, we're all Black women. We're all very successful. Just to see them pretty much sell their soul for this, and it's just like, this is what we have to come to, and so that is very disappointing. And I know that we spoke and that you wanted me to not interact with her, but then again, it's kind of in a way impossible in this, like, we are doing group scenes together, so it's not, there's a lot of things that are done on purpose, so you have to understand, like, it's kind of impossible to not interact with that person. But at the same time, I've tried to keep it cordial, and so I'm just trying to find the best way on how to go about things at times, because everybody know me. You come over here, you gonna get got. You gonna get served every time. So it's just like, I don't have time to be, someone attacking me constantly, because I don't have time to mess with Thug Misses or the Beverly Hillbilly. I don't have time for neither one.
Well, all I will say is this, I think that, I let her run all over me for years and say all sorts of things for years. And now I'm out of that situation, and I just want to keep moving forward. And, it's time for them to just leave me alone, really. And so that's the message. I mean, and people will say, well, why did I come back? Well, I definitely didn't come back for her or to be in her circle. I came back because I got friends, and, I enjoyed this space, and,
Right.
And so that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And I hope that people can understand that, because that's just what it is. So
throughout the season, you guys have been on a baby journey. And what were your feelings when you heard your ex say that she wanted to throw you guys a baby shower?
I mean, that was offensive, but it didn't trigger me. Like, what really triggered me was, her saying that, she left me and all that, that was doing too much. So, I mean, it's a show, but that's just doing too much.
Because Heavenly says, a lot of people say it's just a show. It's like, are we leaning on that? Or is it that we're dealing with people with certain personalities?
Well, when I say it's just a show, I mean, what I mean when I say that is, okay, this whole thing is an exaggeration. People say more than they normally would say, and, trigger more reaction than normally would happen. And so every now and then you have a moment where it gets too hot, and then you have to remind yourself, it's a show.
Because I wouldn't be talking to you if it was. Yeah, I get
Right.
it. Because sometimes the other people, everybody uses just the show for different things.
The only part that's hard about it's just being a show is because, like, even in it being a show, you see the lengths that certain people go to, and you see certain
it's a turn off for me.
Certain negatives in their character that you never would have thought of. You never would have given them that, and it's like, wow, I can't believe you really would do that, go there, and so, it's like,
Yeah.
the real is real and the fake is fake, and who people really are sometimes can surprise you,
Yeah, and I think that that's what has been something that I've been trying to understand and go through, because, like, I met these ladies prior to the show, and so they've, came over here, come to the house, we've been out with them, and so it's just like, when the cameras turn on, it's like, boom, like, what the hell? Like, this is, and this is probably why I haven't really spoken to some of the ladies, because it's just kind of like, what I've learned is fame is one hell of a drug, and, people will do anything for relevancy to secure that check, or, secure those fans, or whatever it is, and so I think that throughout this process, that has been the most disappointing for me, and it does hurt, but honestly, it's made me stronger in who I am. It reminded me that I'm humble, that I know where I come from, I stand firm for what I believe in, and
see, and that's part of what keeps me coming back, because, like, you feel like people believe in something, you feel like people stand for something, you feel like people have come a long journey to get to where they are in life and their careers, and they got families and this and that and the thing. So you just feel like there's a a bigger person that sometimes gets portrayed, and sometimes people get, misportrayed in this
Yes.
in this genre, and it's it is what it is. It goes with the territory. So unless you don't adapt the philosophy that it's just a show, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? Because then you start, everybody's got a really evil side, and I'm just like,
And you're trying to you're trying to hold on to what's positive at least.
I don't want to see that side.
But I've seen those sides, and it's just like, like Dr. Mimi, she joined the show as my friend. And so, we had a conversation after filming one of the scenes, and she was like, how do you get the gunk off? Like, this is dysfunctional. And so it really, I'm not just like you.
You don't always get the gunk off.
You don't always get it off. And so, and I'm like, girl, you
Sometimes
just
you feel
started
shitty for a
here.
minute.
Like, ain't no gunk on you, baby, because we just started, and they asked you a couple of questions. That wasn't nothing.
Yeah, and it's like, you get put in the stuff, and then it's gunky, and then you be like, but I'm not trying to be gunky. I'm not gunky, but it's all around you, and then you all up in the middle of it, and then you
and then you finally
and
get
then the
nasty with
argument
them.
becomes, why just don't you leave? Why could you do that? Why are you a part of this? And but
And I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody on this platform is there for a reason, because when they say the friend group, like, nobody really has a friend group. When you talk about your friends, they're the real friends. But like, for the ladies to use the term friend group, where do you go with your friends and you're out and it's me and my friend group? No, this is my homegirls. We want to do homegirl stuff and get ratchet with our friends. So, like, the friend group. I hate when they use that term, because I'm like, that just tells me this ain't no real friend group. Like,
well, it's not. But then guys have always moved a little bit differently than friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I love Cecil.
Cecil's
come over. Cecil has come over. We done put out newspaper and ate crabs and crawfish over here. His brother, we hanging out with Scott pretty soon. We went out
but
to
I
dinner.
guarantee you, like, if it was the dynamic between you and Cecil, and than it is between me and Cecil, with some of the things that have happened, you wouldn't feel the same way. But guys don't take things so personally or so seriously. Like, it just like,
No, y'all do when it comes to
I don't think
you
so.
guys.
Like, I don't think so. Like, this
We got a
whole
lot of
thing,
stuff.
with King and all them. I mean, these guys, they went and they embraced this
Baby,
guy like he's
his
been
name
around.
is Kurt. We
Like,
don't
he's been
refer to
around
him.
for
The
a
only King I
million
know.
years, and like they know my character. Like, I would go and try to blatantly disrespect anybody like that, and then I would take it to violence. I mean, that dude brought a lot of negative energy, yet they're trying to hear his side. I'm like, what the f, man? What is this? So it's like, if somebody did you like that, you wouldn't feel so cool, but as a man, I think we don't get as sensitive about stuff like that. But I mean, that whole thing was some bullshit. Like, all of them fellas, they didn't really back me up the way I would have thought. But at the same time, we did leave the island, so I wasn't there to really get but they ought to know my side of the story. They know me. They've known me for years. You know what I mean? But
it's hard though, because then Damon says the same thing. You should know me, or you should.
Well,
So
yeah.
It's kind of like, does it seem like the whole season then the men weren't on your side, or were we just?
there have been times that I have been very surprised by the lack of support I've gotten from my.
Well, I think that you have
friends.
to understand that, like, some of the men, like, their women are making this money, and so they don't want to go against their wives.
I think
and so that's why they do what they do. And so I picked up on that. Like, the wives are probably making
right,
the most
and
of money.
and that's a part of the whole bro code thing. You got to, like, okay,
Like,
dude,
yeah, they not
all
gonna go against their wives,
You
like-
tripping right now, but I know you got a wife to live with, bruh, dog. I understand, player. So it's that level of things that let the men keep moving forward. Whereas on the other side of it, we aren't the ones over here beefing that you guys have to cover for.
So off camera, are the men really saying, I wanted to have your back, bro, but
all the time, all the time.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought you guys
yeah.
would just go off and just not talk about it.
Yeah, but no, yeah, you definitely hear like, man, well, you know what, man, I'm just trying to, wifey's right now, she's not feeling your wife so much right now, this and that, and I understand, bro, I got to hear it at home too. That's how it usually goes,
So have you ever had this type of conversation with Damon?
I've tried to, but the thing with Damon and the thing with Heavenly and Letitia really got out of hand. Like I never expected it to go that far, and trying to pull her back in. I'm sure he's over on that side trying to pull Heavenly back in. The problem is he got in, right? He got in. He's like asking me to defend his name over this a comment that my wife made. So then I got to choose between who am I going to defend,
and you damn sure gonna
or
choose
my
your
wife. And this is like a lot of stuff that just went left. It just so
I think that the thing is, Damon's wife had made it from what it is. I think people got to remember where it started from and how long it went. And so I think that and that's why I don't really take at this point. Everybody's like, you were looking for an apology. At first, yes, I was. I do want the apology to be just as loud as the disrespect. However, from what I've seen, and now I've seen your character, and I've known you for 2 years now, I just kind of feel like you are who you are, and that's nothing to me. And so, and I'm sorry that you don't want to you don't want to do more with your life, or other than just sit on YouTube and talk crap. And so, I'm just not going to degrade myself to really get involved in that. But also, people have to understand, I'm 33 years old. I'm young. I have the energy. And yeah, am I classy with a little bit of ratchet? Hell yeah, we all got some ratchet in us. People from Texas and from Louisiana understand.
but
I'm not ratchet like her.
Make no mistake about it. The guys don't really want to be in all the drama,
ratchet.
And we want to keep the ladies, supported and stable and not let things get out of hand, because things can get out of hand and the guys don't want to see that.
Were there any one of your friends, Gregory, that tried to say, hey, let's end this, let's stop this?
Well, Chuck was there, he held me back. So, and then Steve was there, he was trying to push me away. So there were, I guess, and I don't think everybody noticed at first what was going on.
I saw him taking his shirt off and all that, and so that was alarming, because one, I seen the security prior, they wasn't about shit. And so and they weren't really around, and so when I'm walking with Phaedra and I see in the corner of my eye somebody running up on you, that's I think a lot of women would feel this is an attack on my family, and the lioness in me came out. Not saying it was the right thing to do.
I can take care of myself. I don't want you
I understand
running
that,
in there
but
trying to defend me against no man. Don't do that, babe.
Yeah, and I understand that. It's just that at the time I'm trying to explain how I felt and why I did what I did, because I didn't know I was gonna do that. When I saw him taking his shirt off and all that, I'm just like, oh hell no, we're not gonna do this. And so, and the funny thing is, I had just talked to Kurt earlier, and I said, hey, we don't got a dog in this fight. We don't need to be into that, let that be, that's dead, that's old. I'm pretty sure you want to move on if you happy. And so and I know and I felt bad for him the night before at the vibe check, the pool party, because I kind of felt like, here she is, trying to uplift you, but she has to mention her ex, and I would be pissed if he did that to me. And so I'm like, that's awkward, because I don't ever want you to uplift me and have to mention somebody else in the midst of that. I just feel like it's just she's trying to compare you and size you up, and it's a competition, or she's trying to get your attention and prove something. And so you ain't got nothing to prove. There
is no competition.
There's no there's no competition.
The bottom line is, she
doesn't have anything to prove to you anymore, and I don't think that
the past is the past. And so I'm glad that this is all, behind me, and nobody, got hurt, because people can really get hurt. And so nobody got hurt. And, hopefully nothing like this ever happens again, because, it wasn't a good move. It wasn't a good scene.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of people want to know the truth. Did we press charges? Did you press charges?
No, and I didn't press charges, but, very, very pissed about the situation. Somebody charging you I mean, you know, you're gonna be real pissed about it, you know. And I don't take bullying, you know. It's like I don't feel like it's cool. And you know, the guys, they said they were gonna handle it, and that didn't work out. So it's just like, you know, I really don't know how to feel about it. I can't stay locked in one emotional state. Trying to move on, you know. So there it is.
Do you feel like the men chose his side over yours?
In some ways, I do. Some ways, I do. Yeah.
You know, what's really good is I'm glad that we're able to provide you a platform to speak your truth, and because the show is about the men don't get paid to, you know, they're pretty much the supporting cast members, and so I'm happy that we're able to talk about these things. And you know, I think that a lot of people got to understand, like, we still are going through everyday lives even though we're filming this show. You know, I work a full-time job. He works, you know, he's at the hospital. He's,
the show is the kind of the least of what we do, you know.
Yeah, we are, but it takes a lot out of us, though. I mean, at least me, because, you know, I mean, I get a lot of interruptions from, you know, my personal time with my job and all that just for the show. And so, like, it's a lot that goes into it. And sometimes you film in 2 scenes in one day. So it's a lot, plus working a full-time job.
So with that being said, I hope you all are entertained.
We hope
and
that
don't
you're
take it too seriously.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that we can't.
And we're
so
human,
it's
you
a
know,
show.
and I
enjoy it. You know, it is what it is. You know.
Right, whatever.
What's a positive thing that the both of you can take away from this season?
Positive takeaway from this season.
I would say something positive that I take away from the season. I think that although coming into the show and I, you know, got married and, you know, we were newlyweds, honestly, something like this, honestly, I feel like it's making us stronger. You know, I think that it makes us tougher. I think that we can overcome any obstacle. That's kind of how I feel and what I'm taking from it, because a lot of people don't go through the things that we've gone through in the past 2 years, especially being in the public eye. And so I will say that it has made me a stronger person, a stronger wife, and gonna be a damn good mama.
Well, I just say, you know, laughter can overcome anything. You know, a lot of this stuff is ridiculous. It's to be laughed at.
It is ridiculous. So it is ridiculous. Now, let me grab my court wig. You know, they say whenever the celebrities go to court, they got that bob, that blunt cut. So I'm just gonna comb this right here and get it ready, just in case, because I got a lot of licenses I need to come after, some cars I need to collect. It's a lot of stuff that I got to do.
All right. Well, I'm out.
Okay, it's a lot of things I gotta collect. Okay, let's go ahead and get that image. So did somebody chest bump me? So I need a new boob job. So I would like to thank everyone for watching The Real Sweet Tea. You get the unfiltered, the truth, the real, and you know, you got a little bit of the husband. So make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope you guys enjoyed the segment. You know, this was a little couch talk, okay? Plastic off the sofa. Bye-bye. We're kicking it, going to the sandbar. Hey, baby.
Hey.
How you doing, honey?
I'm great. Hey.
How you feeling?
Another day on vacation.
On a vacation. We're going to go on a real vacation soon. Yes, honey. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Steve.
What's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great.
Feeling good too.
I love the energy that y'all bring. I'm loving it. Yes. Hey. Get it, baby. All right, Mimi. I see you over there back there working, girl. All right, contestant, what you working with, girl? Yeah, yeah. Hey! It's Monday, June 24th, and we are on our way back to Key West, back to the Highlands. It got a little crazy. it got a little crazy. Let's just say that it did. And I'm not gonna say that I'm embarrassed by my behavior. I would say that I could have handled things a little bit more better. I got into an argument today with Heavenly. I was asking Heavenly why she invited Shireen and Apollo, and she was like, she went off on me, don't worry about that, why I invited them and all that. And I'm like, well, you know, you came to my speed dating event, you popped up there, and at this point, I feel like you're harassing me, you know, and you've been being disrespectful. And then she started spewing things about my husband and saying that my husband, you know, is worried about his ex-wife and all that. And like, he's not worried about his ex-wife. We just really want to move on. We want to have fun with our friends. I didn't come for the drama. I've never been in a fight in my life. I'm not about drama. And, you know, it's just a lot went on at the sandbar today. And we're back on the boat. We got Tech and Phaedra here. You know, some stuff popped up with them today too. You know, we the talk of the cast, okay? Always. And you know, I just want to make sure you do it, baby. I love you. You're my everything. I don't know, some crazy stuff went down with Quad and her new guy. A lot went down yesterday. I think she's trying to prove herself to somebody. I don't know. But like, we don't care. We just want her to be happy, her to be able to move on, not speak on our marriage. It's not for her to speak on. And we just want to be happy. We're trying to have a baby, a little baby Lunsford. And we love each other. We love it.
All we want to do is move on and be happy.
We'll be happy. That's it. I don't want to fight with Big Back Heavenly. I don't want to fight with her. You know, I got energy. I'm 33 years old. She 54, 55. Like, I just got energy. I got energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I match energy. That's my problem. The guy is still working on me. He's not done yet. You know, she wanted to make comments about my marriage and stuff like that, and my husband, but she don't know the half of it. Most of these folks are just looking to be relevant. They're looking for a storyline, and I'm getting used to that. And, you know, I wanted to start blogging and just kind of tell my side of the story. It got a little hectic. We were at the sandbar. Things popped off with Phaedra and Apollo and Shireen and stuff like that. And I was just trying to get a clear understanding, why did Heavenly invite Apollo and his wife? What was the purpose? What's the point? So she got to cuss me out, like, don't worry about the F and this and that. So I was like, look, she got her like she wanted to fight. And I was like, you know what? Bust the move. Knock me out then, if that's the case. Because you've been wanting to do it. You keep popping up at my events. To me, it's giving obsession. And I'm calling you out on your BS. You separated the group. We on the boat. We heading back to shore. So, but once I saw old dude getting up and I got pulled away by Mimi, I saw old dude. I saw from the distance, like, Gregory was being very respectful. I even talked to King. I even talked to him. And I said, hey, let's put the past in the past. We ain't got a dog in this fight. There's no problem. Like, we should be enjoying ourselves. We should be happy. We took a shot and everything. And I said, hey, let's toss it over our shoulders. Let's have a good time. And, you know, we had a good time. We took a shot and everything. We were moving in the right direction. But when he approached my husband, you know, he started talking about, you know, you need to apologize to my girl. Don't let it happen again. And Gregory's already apologized. And it's not going to happen again. But also, like, you know, you're going to have to check your girl, baby. She's always speaking on our marriage and being a hater. So, I mean, I just think it's inappropriate. Like, you know, what was done was inappropriate. She's a little too drunk, and I ain't like that. But I just want to do my own vlogging, and I want to tell my side of the story. Today is June 24th, Monday, 2024. We got home today. We flew in around 9:30 a.m. We got home around 10:30. Once we got our bags and all that kind of stuff, we got home and I unpacked. I ended up unpacking and, well, I kind of unpacked. I had something at the door. Today is Monday. Today is Tuesday. Because, y'all, so much has been going on. Today is Tuesday, the 25th of June. Shit, I don't know. It's Tuesday, y'all. Babe, what's the date? The 24th. The 20. Oh shoot. 25th. Yeah. Of 2024. So yeah. So I'm just keeping record of what's been talked about, and it's just like I'm sick of the bullying. This is what I've always have to endure. I've never been in a fight in my life. None of that. Like, I defend myself, of course, and I do cut people with my words. And my words can cut pretty viciously, because I cuss, yes. I'm not perfect. But when you come and disrespecting me constantly, and I'm asking you a question, Heavenly, asking her a question, then it's just like, why do you take an offense so much just because I'm asking a question? And then yet, but you want to pop up my events and all that. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't just do pop-ups to people's events for no reason. Just because monkey see, monkey ain't got to do. That's not how I roll.